Next up, we have Jieming. She's going to tell us a little bit about the Smart Center, which I've never heard of.
Yeah, so hi everyone, I'm Jieming, and I'm in Water Lab, and the project that I'm working on is Smart Center Outreach, and the director of this project for the FFGSI is also my PI, Professor Water. So what is Smart Center? Basically, Smart Center is the shortcut of the single molecule analysis in real time. So the project that I'm working on is a little bit special compared to other projects because there's no existing courses that related to this project. So basically, I started from like the zero, which means I can design whatever course I like, which that's kind of the reason I chose this project. So basically, the Smart Center is an NSF seeded shell use facility, and it has a lot of like equipment people can use as long as you pay for it, I guess. And basically, we have the time-resolved confocal microscope and the single particle tracker with the total internal reflection fluorescence microscopy, and also the AFM microscope, the atomic force microscope. And right now they are setting up the optic tweezer. So there will be more single molecule analysis related equipment set up in the future. So basically, why we need single molecule? Let's think about the information usually we get. Say like if we go to like the football game, if we just look at this, then maybe they all look similar. So it's like when we do experiments, we get some like bulk information, but we want to know like some details of those information. So like say people are all wearing like different clothes, and they may have different like smiling face or like surprising face or other like emotions. So we want some more detailed information. And in the case of experiments, say the molecules, then maybe there are some short-lived or transient states we want to know, or maybe some very rare or low probability molecular behaviors we want to observe directly, and maybe some non-uniform kinetics that related to the molecule's behavior. So I feel like so single molecule basically gives us like a family of analytical techniques that students can use. And also I think it can give students a new thinking way about data analysis. Because based on my experience of teaching like the lab, I feel people or like the students usually have a harder time for interpretation of the data that they collected, for example, the organic lab. So I feel like single molecule, this is just a new perspective for students to know about data analysis. Besides the bulk information, they can also know very detailed single molecule information. So for the FFGSI work, the goal is, so I kind of want to develop a research program for undergraduate students. So the goal here is to help those students who are interested to know some single molecule technique and to learn some experimental practice technique, and they can be better prepared for future studies in graduate school, or they are just purely interested in, then they can join this program. So our target students will be junior or senior undergraduates. So the reason is because we want those students to have some basic technique. They are trained from other like organic and general and maybe some analytical lab courses. And the expectation right now is like 4 to 6 people, because the instrument in the Smart Center has some like use time limit, because other research people, they also need to use those instruments, so we want to limit our number. And besides, we think if we just select few number of people, and it can be competitive for the students' application. So maybe we think those students that we select out will be those students who really are interested in the single molecule. They are just trying out, they will be like really interested in that. And the duration time that we chose right now is the spring-summer program instead of the normal semester, because we think for this research-oriented program, the students will be more focused on it when they don't have other classes to take. spring and summer. And based on my own experience, spring and summer, most students, they will do the preparation or get a research experience during the spring and summer rather than in the winter or the fall semester. So, and also I designed the outline for the program. So basically the program will be consisted of 3 sections. The first section will be lecture and discussion. So there will be a lecture and a GSI. For the lecture and discussion, will be 1 month. So I chose 4 topics for the lecture and discussion part, and also I summarized some papers that as the reading materials, so the GSIs and the students can use during their discussion. And for section 2 will be the experiment excursion. So we think two months will be the appropriate time, say like 8 weeks experiment practice. So basically in this section, students can choose the topics that I prepared for them, or they can come up with the topics that they are interested in. But we will discuss, like the GSIs and the lectures, will discuss with students what kind of experiments they can do. So they can just basically simply just repeat some well-established experiments, or they can do some exploration. It's up to them. And section 3 will be achievement presentation. So students and the students will give a presentation. Either can be public or just like a small seminar. So this is like the first part of my future GSI work. I designed like a basic idea of this program and prepared some like the slides and the reading papers that they might need in those the lecture and discussion. And also for this semester, because I'm also working on the same project of FFGSI, so I'm thinking maybe we can develop from undergraduate to maybe the graduate. Say if some graduate students, they are also interested to use the Smart Center instrument, then maybe we can give them a demo of training as the beginner user. So the instrument that I chose as a start is the objective type total internal reflection fluorescence microscope, because this equipment is the most frequently used right now in Smart Center. So I start from here, and I divide my work into like 4 different sections. So general protocols will be more experiment oriented. I chose 2 techniques that has been well established from our lab. One is isolog, one is SIMRAP. They are both single molecule related techniques. And so I'm now trying, so I summarized the general protocols for those 2 techniques. So beginner users can start from there because they are well established, so it's easy to conduct the experiment. And also, I think a video demonstration of some like general routine will be helpful, say like focus or instrument warm up, and they are just 1-minute video. So new users, they can just watch those videos and have a sense of how to use that instrument. And also the user manual summary, but this one is more equipment oriented, like the setup of the microscope and an online forum. So the Smart Center right now has a very up-to-date website, but I'm thinking maybe we can add an online forum so people can ask questions there, and for the previous users, they can answer questions there. Because right now, if people have questions, most of them would just consult with the manager there, the Dr. Damon Hoff. So I think maybe an online forum will be a more open resource so users can use it. So besides the undergraduate and graduate, we also did some like outreach for the high school students. So in May this year, there is a group of I think 30 to 40 high school students came, and we gave them like a presentation and a lab tour of the Smart Center. And finally, thank the Dr. Wolf and Dr. Water and Dr. Hoff, and also the CSIE for providing this FFGSI opportunity to work on. Thank you, and I would like to answer questions.